Investment platform side of JustFA. Firstly, from the advisor's perspective, once the client signs the recommendation letter, an administrator can begin implementing the advisor's recommendations for the client. An administrator can log into each of the client's goals to handle account openings, transfers, and payments on behalf of the client. The Summary tab displays the client's risk level and the portfolio recommended by the advisor, along with a link to the portfolio fact sheet. Investment and pension accounts linked to the goal are easily accessible. A new account can be opened with the click of a button by providing the account name and wrapper type, which in this case is an ISA, and selecting an ongoing advice service linked to the account. The advisor fees associated with the selected ongoing service will be deducted from the account on a monthly basis. The new account is then created and linked to the recommended portfolio. The account status will show as awaiting approval, and the ISA declaration form is automatically generated and sent to the client through the client portal. Now over to the client portal. The client will see an outstanding action point on their dashboard and can click the link to access the ISA declaration form. The client can view the form, and sign it, approving the account opening. Now back to the back office side. The account has now been opened for the client, with the account reference number displayed on the screen. Now the administrator can arrange a transfer from the external AJ Bell account into the newly created JustFA account. There is also an option to automatically invest the transferred funds into the model portfolio once they arrive. Most transfers arranged through JustFA are submitted electronically to the external provider, enhancing efficiency and significantly speeding up the transfer process. The transfer appears in the transactions list with the status waiting for approval. The transfer form is automatically generated and sent to the client through the client portal for their signature. Recommended payments can also be set up for the client from the Payment Schedule tab. To set up a payment, the user needs to select the account, specify whether the payment is incoming or outgoing, enter the amount, and choose the day of the month for regular direct debit contributions. The payment appears with the status waiting for approval and requires the client's approval before it can be activated. Similarly, one-off payments can be set up by selecting the type, contribution or withdrawal, specifying the payment date, amount, and account. There is also an option to automatically invest the funds into the linked model portfolio once they arrive. The payment appears in the list with the status pending, awaiting the client's action. Now back to the client portal. The client can now see the action points related to the transfer form and the payments on their dashboard. The link takes the client to their document library, where the transfer form is waiting for their signature. The client can view the pre-populated transfer form and sign it with a click. Once signed, the transfer is automatically initiated by the system. From the dashboard, the client can also follow the link to their payment schedule. The client can approve recurring payments, with the relevant direct debit instructions displayed on the screen for their acceptance. As soon as the instructions are submitted by the client, they are sent to their bank, and the recurring payment status becomes active. One-time transactions are completed by bank transfer. The payment instructions are available to the client, including all the details needed to complete the bank transfer. Through the dashboard, the client has access to their real-time account valuations at any time. The client can zoom into their goals and access the Valuation tab, with an interactive valuation chart displayed on screen.